Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a historical rules event for you. The first round here is Outskirts on Contention, followed up by our second round, switching over to Skirmish in the Washington Street. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you get live streams of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. Our teams for today, on the Confederate side, you got the Hamptons Legion, Army of Northern Virginia, Hood's Division, 2 Corps, Davis Brigade, Jenkins Division, 11th Mississippi, 13th Georgia, and the TKO 3rd Kentucky. And on the Union side, they have the New York Volunteers, 9th Corps, 23rd Ohio, 7th Cavalry, UEC Regiment, 2nd United States Cavalry, Eagles Brigade, Lee's French Legion, 20th Georgia, and the Jefferson Davis Legion. Server pop today is 340. Right now, balance is pretty even. Both sides having about 10 on artillery. We have frontline reporters, Gene for the CSA side and Dragon for the USA side. However, my Ethernet decided to go in and out right before we started. So that's why we're starting a couple of minutes late and the frontline reporter views aren't there. However, they should hopefully show up in the nick of time. Regardless, though, co-commentating with me today, we have Canada. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey man, I'm Major Canada from 20th Georgia. We're an international unit. Play all sorts of times, and really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for being here. So, it looks like CSA have captured the C point on the Boulevard Heights readout. Cutting over to the center of the map, you have the B point here. Union spawning kind of in the Boulevard Heights camp. So, they're obviously closer to B and to A, and that's why you can kind of see Union as that. In terms of conquest strategy, Canada, how do you like to play conquest?
So for this map, I think B point is almost death for CSA because they're gonna have to go towards this big open field, and USA has really good artillery. CSA has decent spot too, but like they can. The CSA artillery is kind of blocked by the trees near point. So when USA crowds around it, it's going to be extremely difficult for the CSA to charge them out without using everybody. So now the USA have a 2-point advantage, and the CSA is going to just absolutely suffer a huge ticket loss trying to get B point back. So my preferred method for CSA on this one is just to go for A and C, and then only capture B when they abandon it. So to get them moving, and so you don't attack a point out in the open.
Right.
It's pretty brutal for your tickets.
If you have not seen Conquest before, essentially how it works is you see each team fighting over 3 distinct control points. If a team has a majority of the flags, they start dealing a ticket drain on their opponent. Now, Union has 2 flags, CSA has 1, so Union is dealing 1 flag's worth of ticket drain. If Union had 2 flags and CSA had none, it'd be 2 flags worth, and then if it was 3-0, it'd be 3 flags worth, and you get a counterattack. But it looks like CSA is moving to try and take the B point, really surrounding it from all sides. 11th Mississippi trying to go around the side of the Union as... Where is... Union's really, yeah, they're just bunched up on that B point. A couple regiments at A. So they're going up against 20th Georgia here, charging in.
Get out.
So the normal rules that we see of no bayonets and sprinting until the 30-minute mark, I think that goes away for Conquest and Contention, which is why you see them doing that right now.
Not gonna help you now, mister.
Yeah, and if the USA survives these charges, that'll be really good for the ticket loss.
Yep.
Just want to hold B point as long as possible.
So you got the 13th Georgia coming in here as well. You see some UEC regiments, JDL, in here for Union, but CSA is overwhelming this as the Union is letting themselves be defeated in detail. 6LA pulling up 3rd Kentucky now. More CSA pouring on the side here. And it's A and V nose. They're collapsing. Union has 3 of those flags, so if CSA win this, that's going to be a big blow to the Union. The other half of A and V now charging in here. 3rd Kentucky going in. Remember, they don't have a Steam chat, so they can't communicate things. Good artillery shot there. And just as Canada was mentioning earlier, you have some CSA going for A.
HL up and over here.
No Union contest has C at all. Generally, I like spreading out. Because once you're attacking, you have 2 points. You can probably spare and pull somebody from the CSA back towards C. Cause a lot of panic by taking that flag down.
Yep. I mean, you only need 3 guys to do it, so it's definitely possible. And Union pulling off that B point. CSA starting to decap it right now. I don't know why this happens every once in a while, but the flags, at least on my screen, look like sticks. And soon enough, all the players' faces are going to start disappearing like you see a couple here. So I don't know why that happens. Maybe I need to verify my game files.
Alright, Georgians on the box. Fire wheel.
20th Georgia starting to inch forward. CSA's decap, so each side has 1 flag pull up right now. There we go. There's Uncle Dragon's views up on the top right. Very appreciative of that. So yeah, well, hopefully Union sends at least 1 group to just harass C. I do agree with what you're saying. Especially when you don't have a Steam chat to communicate like that. A lot of groups could just start making their way back to C.
Yeah, it's wide open right now.
And CSA caps B, they're up 1 flagpole. They're down about 1/4 of a morale stage right now.
Thank you very much, pervert. You're my favorite pervert.
And Union's starting to make a push towards the CSA right. AHD is up here, DB as well. They're falling back. LFL's the ones pushing this way. So this is looking promising for CSA, because similar to how it's hard for CSA to take that middle point, it's going to be very hard for Union to take it as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see more Artie on the point. Oh, they've been crushing them, I guess.
Union artillery, haven't really seen a whole lot of them so far, at least compared to CSA artillery. Union has, is it 3 flags next to each other? I see 2. They're all crunched up on these rocks here in the center of the Union line. We'll see how Union wants to push this. Similar to how the CSA came from this northwest side, Union's got to go that way as well. It gives you the most amount of cover.
T'as quoi comme fusil?
Ah oui, d'accord. À longue portée, quoi.
I seen some of the CSAs backing up.
Yeah, CSA on that right kind of fell back a little bit. Looks like you have a lot of CSA starting to shift to cover this left side. 11th Mississippi's already here, but ANV, at least GameBot, moving his guys out a little further. HL moving that way as well. So we'll see how the Union wants to push this. 20th Georgia starting to push up, taking these rocks.
Form up on my right,
7th Cavalry as well. 1st U.S. sharpshooters there as well. I know it's going to take some time to communicate a plan, but Union's got to make some concentrated effort to this B point, which it looks like they're trying to retake it, so they got to do it sooner than later.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing defensive, which is not great. As soon as you don't have 2 points in contention, that should be your entire game plan.
Yeah,
Just focusing on recapturing.
You got LFL, NYV pushing up here. So there's a lot of regiments on each side of this event. How hard is it to really communicate and come up with a new plan in the middle of a fight?
It's quite difficult, but over time, you start to learn a few key loud figures, and like once you get the ear of a few people, like and then they'll spread it themselves. Like a lot of the guys in this or event, sorry, are very agreeable. So if you just shout a plan, and if nobody has a better one, or you can't like have a quick little discussion right there, or they'll just agree to it and just spread the word. So there's a delay, probably 30 to 45 seconds when you got to set a plan and a time, and then actually act on it. But it's not as difficult as some others.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, especially in Conquest and Contention, it seems like being overly disagreeable could probably hurt your team more than just being agreeable and kind of going with one plan. So
yeah, you're much better off just everybody doing the stupid thing than nobody, you know, everybody thinking they're rocket scientists and doing their own thing.
Yep. Because, I mean, especially in Conquest and Contention, the blob up tactics, like trying to take a point, you got to blob up as a team and go in there. You can't go in independent groups, so. CSA's down to engage. Union's about to hit that as well. Looks like they're making a break. CSA not really holding next to the point on these rocks. LFL's going up. They have a little at least they're downhill a little bit. Not really a defilade. They're just inching their way. Union actually getting on the point. 9th Corps there right now. Oh. And both sides now engaged. 7th Cav NYV pushing up to the rocks, and CSA's really playing off this. It's a little surprising. But, I mean, it makes sense if Union's going to crowd around the point, which Union's doing a very good job of not doing that. GameBot's guys are charging in here alone. 23rd Ohio's on the point. These A&V guys are going to get wiped. More CSA charging in. HL going in. A&V, the rest of them going in. And CSA wants to hold this point.
Yeah, I think that was a good move by GameBot. That was the right thing to do. Just as long as you have the ticket advantage, deal them.
Yep.
So the whole TSA, this is excellent.
So CSA winning on the point. More Union moving into reinforce. UEC regiments going in. I don't think these Union guys are going to win.
Get into it, boys! Get into it! Charge it, charge it. Oh shit, hold.
They're all in the way. Just hold here. Independent fire. Try not to shoot friendlies. Good job. Good hold.
And so CSA hold that pretty well. I mean, as Union, you got shot up so much trying to move into the point, and then CSA collapsing. If we also just look, you have two Union groups kind of sitting back. Looks like these are respawns, but 88th New York, they're in the back with a bunch of other tinier groups. 2nd U.S. Cav really holding back for the Union. And the whole CSA team was basically crowded around that point, so.
Yep. Yeah, now the USA has to waste a whole bunch of tickets lining up again and forming up for another charge.
Yep.
It's a really excellent hold by the CSA.
And on top of that, too, I see one down Union flag. Yeah, that's all I see. And I mean, Union's still going to keep losing tickets here, as CSA's up by 1 flag right now.
Still not a Union regiment cares about C point.
The C point is a fake point the CSA wants you to believe is real. Union's not falling for the bait, so I'm kidding. I don't know.
Well, A has hardly been contested by CSA either. It's all been over this B point, and yeah, I think it's a mistake on both teams, though. I mean, CSA is benefiting from it at the moment, but
Exactly. I think the big difference is when CSA pushed for the B point, it was a little sooner in the match, and so you still had a good chunk of Union regiments kind of surrounding A or near A anyways. And so CSA kind of took that advantage with Union not being there entirely and took the point. So Union moving back in. You got 20th Georgia, LFL, I see 6 New York pushing up. And the front CSA, HL pulling off these rocks. Actually HD. I see one HL tag and say HL. So is Union? Yeah, Union's just gonna go straight in for it. I like that. It's a little spread out. It is most of their team. CSA is actually trying to flank around the far side. And the Union coming in here is completely getting shot out from all sides. This is not looking good for Union. Good artillery shot in the center, knocking down a lot. And Union getting distracted by the 6 Alabama guys here. And this wasn't even close.
No. Absolute kill box.
Holy cow. I mean,
That was 3/4 of a ticket drain right there. It's huge.
And again, it really feels like CSA outnumbers Union, and they're only up by 1 guy. 2 when you consider artillery in terms of infantry, so that's just how much destruction they're causing on the Union side right now. Alright, cut out there briefly, but we're back. Hopefully it doesn't cut out again. You have 88th and 23rd trying to go for the rocks on the side, but they're just getting hit by 11th Mississippi. It's happening again.
Yep, the whole CSA reacted to that and absolutely overwhelmed them.
Yeah. And you got some CSA countercharging the Union spawn here, which is a good idea. Yeah, HG charging towards Union spawn as well.
Shoot him in their back.
And CSA is just starting to encircle the Union spawn, so
I'm not sure what can today.
Union's almost down to taking losses as well. This is looking very good for the CSA right now.
Yeah, they have such a strong position. USA is going to have a hard time breaking out of the camp.
HL's going in as well at Union spawn. And there they go, they're officially at taking losses. Now, I can get why CSA wants to enclose the Union at their spawn, but they're coming in very piecemeal, and it gives the Union an opportunity. If they win this dominantly, they can push and take the B point. So, Union swarming, they're winning that right now. LFL's really spearheading the remnants. You got 20th Georgia on the right as well.
EV's coming in from behind. They're gonna hurt Union very bad.
Yep, 3rd Kentucky there as well, engaging with LFL.
Keep shooting them, get them in there. You got a bayonet, fix your bayonet.
Oh yeah, you weren't kidding. DB's sweeping that up. Holy cow. 20th Georgia is the only group left, and they're making a break for that C point right now. They don't have a flag, but at least they can decap the one CSA Rambo in there.
They are going to see, boys.
Come on, run it, boys, run it, run it, run it. If I catch you, I'm fucking you, so you better.
And the 11th Mississippi is turning towards that C point. They see 20th Georgia.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to get it down in time, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, they can most certainly try. I mean, 11th Mississippi does have a flag. It's so hard for me to tell if they do have a flag or not. Cutting over to the center, Union's gunning it out of spawn again, trying to get to the point. CSA, at least some of them A and V, pushing up to try and stop this. HL slamming in from the side as well. And more CSAs pouring in. They get the C point. Davis Brigade, 13th Georgia. Oh my! Look at War of Rights. It's frozen. I love when. Oh my goodness! Just look at. It's like a little action set here. We'll see if we come back here, connection-wise. I don't know what happens with my Ethernet half the time. Maybe I should. Anyways, we'll be back when the Wi-Fi is fixed. Alrighty, it's fixed. Canada, what have we missed in the past few minutes? I'm sorry about the issues.
Okay, so Yankees took B point. CSA took B point back, and then Yankees were able to recharge and hold it again. They're almost in breaking. CSA is still in a pretty commanding position with a huge ticket lead. No one's gone for C. No one's gone for A still. All the fighting's been over B.
Fascinating.
They did get a pretty good wipe on CSA though, so I mean maybe they have a chance. Like they do have a chance of just going for a 3-point win. The USA. I think that's their best hope.
Reform, real quick. Reform.
Right now they won't win on tickets.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to come back from a 3/4 of a morale stage difference. So, 13 minutes left on that clock. It looks like CSA has 2 down flags.
At least, yeah. Yeah, they have 2 with them. Looks like they're charging the point.
Artillery's raining down there, and yep, there they go. They're starting to make a break for this point. HL's up in front. 3rd Kentucky DB behind.
Charge A, charge A.
Right flank. Let's go. Let's go. Get around them. Get around them. Let's go. Keep going. Get around them.
And artillery hitting in. Good shot on CSA. Assume that's Union. You got more CSA pouring in from the distance right now. And this will force Union into breaking. But they're starting to win on that point right now. LFL appears to only be the last Union group on it. And CSA is going to... What the heck?
Yeah, and the USA lost all their flags.
Stay back here.
I don't understand how Union charging has been so much less dominant than CSA's charging. Actually, that's the excuse for my thing cutting out, is it didn't want to see the Union prevail in a charge. It just wants to keep seeing the CSA winning, but...
I think everyone in the CSA has been involved every time they've charged.
That's probably a big thing that has to do with that. I mean, the team charging in general, that's just what you have to do. So we'll see what Union does. You do have some engagement starting to occur around that A point right now. Very tiny. So CSA has 2 flagpoles, Cap B and C, Union A, and the 2nd U.S. Cav shooting it out with some 6LA guys. So it looks like they're just trying to go harass and get that A point.
Ладно, господа из бригадовцы, за мной скорым шагом.
And you have mass Union starting to move out of their spawn. Looks like they're heading to the south-southwest, maybe going for that C point.
They don't have flags though. Oh, yeah, no, they don't have any.
That's a kicker. Maybe they're just really trying to outflank CSA here. Who knows? CSA starting to respond a little bit. They're very spread out, but most are starting to move towards the Union. 11th Mississippi closest to Union right now. HL to their left. And so it's fascinating that the CSA are responding so aggressively, especially with the Union flags. You have some charging happening in the middle here. 11th Mississippi starting to engage. Union who's gunning across. 88th's got great shots on them though, although there is only like 10 of them and they're all getting shot up as we speak. So I think maybe this was a misdirection by Union, faking a move to C and then gutting it back towards this B point to get their flags.
Sounds good. All right, ceasefire. Cease firing.
That might be the case. I think they were just trying to go for it, and when the CSA reacted, probably thought better of it.
So Union turning to B. CSA that moved up is starting to hit the Union from behind. A and V 13th holding the Union back near B. Just saw canister go off, and Union again getting completely surrounded right now and destroyed.
Charge them out. Help friendlies. Charge them out.
Got a fair amount of Union respawns charging towards the point right now. Artillery hitting in. I think I got 1 or 2 guys, but CSA holds again. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left on that clock.
That was a nasty.
Charge them out, boys. They don't have long.
HL starting to hit Union respawns as they're just making their way to the B point. Although the CSA push here is very trickled. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, they weren't able to recover flags. CSA is in an incredibly dominating position, and they're just gonna chop up USA. I don't think they're. Yeah, they won't be able to get a foothold.
Jeez Louise. More Union spawns starting to move out from main right now.
And USA heavily overreacted to the little skirm unit over at A. There was like less than 10 probably, and now we got 2 units. Probably 25, 30 guys.
Yeah, LFL moved over there, and yeah, that's a lot for a tiny group, and At this point in the match, it doesn't really make a whole difference in terms of if Union's going to win or lose, because they're probably going to lose, but these are just the things you can't be doing throughout the match. And so we're going to point them out.
Yeah, I felt like it's just been there most of the match. At this point has been more heavily guarded by the USA when they could have used those assets on B point as well.
The ref on me, you followed the third foul by mistake. It's all good.
And I mean, can Union get into the burn? Okay, that burn's on the edge of out of bounds, but CSA is starting to spread out, circle that camp again as Union just kind of goes straight from spawn to the point of contention. 23rd Ohio's the first group to leave. Who's engaging from CSA? 11th Mississippi is.
Line them up, boys.
Keep shooting.
You actually have some CSA charging into the camp right now. They're hitting some 9th floor guys pretty hard right now. And Union's gonna try to start moving out from the camp. They're all, most of them still kind of sitting back at their spawn.
Alright, dress up. Flip fire. No, Epic Charleston, no! Hit by the right side as well.
And Union's about to hit last stand as CSA is going into breaking. You do have some CSA charging out the Union on the far side there. Pretty well done on their front. This is just crazy that the CSA is absolutely dominating the Union. This is insane. One man on top of the tiki hut here. Tex has the high ground in the center of that charge there. As Union's bulldozing through right now, kind of wiping these initial first groups. 11th Mississippi coming in the side as well. CSA's at breaking. Union's going to hit last stand any second. And there they go. A little over 3 minutes left on that clock. More CSA starting to roll up the side. All the Union guys that die, they don't come back. Wow.
Yeah, this is not pretty.
Just get the flag out. Just get the flag out. That is.
When Union are just hiding in a little hole in the camp.
That's all they really can do. I mean, they really can't do, regardless of what they do. 6 New York starting to go out the left side. 20th Georgia moving there as well. 23rd Ohio there. HD starting to push up as the UEC regiments push out. It's probably the one part I don't like about Conquest and Contention is, I mean, there's 2 minutes left on the clock, so it's not a big deal. But the maps are so big that it can take a while for that team who hits last stand to actually go down. You do have some charging at Union Arty right now, as CSA is just trying to clear everything out right now. As Union makes a mad dash for B. Some Union are flanking all the way out to A, and this is what I kind of mean by it's like, you're not winning the match, what's the point of delaying the inevitable? But that's just my take on things.
Yeah, might as well just have a heroic class charge.
Yeah, make it fun. LFL's doing exactly that, charging in and dying. 1 minute 15 left on that clock. Because for last stand to end, either you wipe everybody, or you cap. No, Yeah, or you cap all 3 points. But if you want to wipe everybody, you need to really wipe everybody on that team. The game will end when there's like 3 or 4 people left, so...
Yeah.
But they are. Oh, I'm not alone. Thank God.
Shit.
Get him, boy. Shoot me if gay. Shoot me if gay. Come on, shoot me if gay.
And so, last of the Union up by their spawn, getting hit hard. These Union guys holding out at A. I don't know why. Third Kentucky moving to try and take them out. They don't have a flag, but
Let's rattle them.
15 seconds left on that clock.
Hand up, hand up, hand up.
Anyways, Canada, what's your thoughts for our first round here today?
Yeah, dominating performance from the CSA. They were really excellent in their charges. They outshot the Union most of the time, and the Union didn't spread out their flanks enough, and they got absolutely steamrolled in kill box because of it.
Yeah, very much so. Unfortunately, at least on my end, won't be able to see the whole round, especially the casualties, which is a little important. But yeah, besides that, just dominating jump from CSA the whole time. They felt like they were in control. They were way more together. Union was much more spread out. And I mean, I think just individually, it seemed that every CSA person was just outperforming Union individual. So, good first round off the skirmish, and we will see you there for round number 2 very shortly. Alrighty, here we are live with round number 2 on Washington Street right now. It's interesting, my timer on the top of the screen, I'm looking over at the frontline reporter views, and you can kind of see it here. Oh, I guess neither of them have their timer out, but... yeah, you can see his is 41:35 and mine is 41:48. So mine's a good like 13 seconds behind right now, which is fascinating. So we'll see if that corrects itself over time. But Washington Street, it's a good little map here. Point of contention is in the center right now. It always is in the center. I don't know why I said right now, but...
Hey, HD, right side of the road, right side of the road.
Regardless, you got
Right here.
HD, 6LA pushing up the right side. Union really congesting that. Most of CSA pushing down the left side, though. DB, 3rd Kentucky here. 6 Alabama. A and V. 9th Mississippi down the left side, so... CSA generally likes to push down this left side and overwhelm the Union there. You can have some pushes from the CSA on the right side, but... generally, they won't send as many forces as you see right now. You have JB up here, 6LA. Behind, you got EB for the Union, 20th Georgia, JDL. So many mix of tags. 9th Corps. UEC Regiment, so... it's a very tight, restricted map. Not the most restricted in terms of Harper's Ferry, but... it's there nonetheless. NYV and 4th New Jersey, 7th Cav, 1st U.S. Sharpshooters over on the Union right. So, unlike previous round, this round, the rule is in effect that you cannot sprint and you cannot use bayonets until the 30-minute mark. So, we got roughly 10 minutes.
Bad line on me, come on, fall back a bit, just 4 steps back. On me, come on boys, just fall back.
And the biggest thing for CSA on Harper's Ferry in general, with the tinier maps, you just got to stay aggressive, similar to how they were last round. And I assume we'll start seeing that more, but that won't really happen until the 30-minute mark, as you can't sprint, although they have a lot of cover as attackers with the houses, the tents, the snake fences, and just normal fences. It can be difficult to make an efficient approach just because it's a lot easier to get somebody when you're sprinting at them versus than when you're only quick timing and double clicking. That guy just ricocheted off that bullet. So the what is it? In terms of the bayonet rule, it doesn't really change a whole lot in charging because with a bayonet, it takes 2 stabs to kill someone. When you don't have a bayonet, it's just bonking someone, which is 3 hits to kill instead of 2. So when it comes to melee, it's the same exact thing. The biggest thing is just not being able to sprint. So 6LA starting to re-push up this side. Union kind of pushing down Eagles Brigade. And 20th Georgia doing that. Keeping pressure on that side. Tickets going down about a similar rate. CSA starting to move through the center. 3rd Kentucky moving that way. And they could try to flank the Union if they want, although you can kind of see the road's a little open here. And they're more focused on NYV, 4th New Jersey on this side, which they got a couple good hits there. And speaking of that flanking move, you have HL starting to do that right now. We have Gene's view. So very appreciative of him being able to get that view. So he does some Union there, starting to try and get him second US Cav.
Nice.
Well, they pushed back.
Alright, hold then. Hold.
How far?
Left face with me.
Left face.
Let's move.
Let's see here. CSA really still just kind of keeping back. Tickets are generally going to be even when you have a shootout like this. It's generally a 1-to-1 trade in tickets. And I think Washington Street is like a 10% difference. And you can kind of see that a little bit with the tickets. Not really a whole lot, though. Both sides at similar amounts, and that's really what you could expect. Just because shooting in this game is hard, especially, I mean, I don't know, let's see. I don't think either Frontline Reporter has a view of what I'm talking about, but just looking in here, I mean, there's just, you have the sun in your eyes, you have the smoke, you have the shade, you have a lot of things that you can use in cover. I mean, you can see, kind of see the silhouettes of the Union guys here, but it can be very hard when you're popping out of cover, trying to take a shot, and then going back into cover. It's just difficult. So, got Dragon's POV over here right now. They're kind of holding near the point, hitting HL, which is over here, kind of sneaking around. So.
D'habitude, je vais prendre quelqu'un d'autre avec moi en garde-drapeau parce que mon bleu, je crois qu'il est efficace. Au vrai que je veux bien, ça dit pas.
Now, I wish one thing that CSA would do is, I've been mentioning kind of this blob tactics. Blobbing, really, in my opinion, is the way to go. I mean, you got a lot of Union guys. Looks like most CSA is kind of pulling back, maybe towards the center side. CSA on the right starting to do that as well. And we have 3rd Kentucky. Actually, it's ANV Gamebot. His guy's getting a great flank on the Union lines right now. And Union, unaware of this, maybe a couple spawns in for Union, starting to see it.
I think Gamebot's in the best spot of the map for the CSA. He's it's such a good spot to hit both. Like, you can go 20 meters there and hit either side of the point. It's an excellent spot. He's causing havoc to this USA group, and now the 11th Mississippi is going to have a much easier time moving up.
Yeah, they are, and it looks like they're doing that right. Oh, ANV, the rest of ANV is charging in here right now. And charge in quotations, because this is not really a charge, but
a power march.
The power march, I like that. But they're starting to get up close. A great move from Gamebot, though. Distracted a lot of Union, got that Union flag down for a couple seconds. 3rd Kentucky's pushing up on the right side. Moving to the center of the map, HD's kind of holding there. And a lot of CSA sitting back on this far side right now.
A lot of opportunities for flanks. And the USA on this left side, on their left flank, is doing a really good job of putting a huge ticket hurt on the CSA as defenders. Sometimes when you can do that, when you can really knock tickets down on the attackers, that's that can be pretty huge. Sometimes it's okay to play defensive if you can, or offensive as defenders, if you can get a really good advantage on the enemy, like they have on this left.
So CSA as a team is starting to make more moves for the center spot right now. 3rd Kentucky DB's there. I see HD rolling up behind the Union on the Union left. 2nd US Cav might get caught off guard by these guys. You know, they don't see each other as a building in their way, but Union actually ahead on tickets right now, so
This is no bueno.
3 or so minutes till we get the bayonets and sprinting.
It's great to see you. How your day been? There you go.
And cutting back and forth to the other side, it looks like the 88th New York and 7th Cav are going to be wiping the remnants of 6 Alabama here.
On our right.
Yeah, we do it. On the right, south,
And Union's really kind of abandoned this snake fence on the left side as well, so. And right as I say that, they return there. Yeah. So Canada, how are you feeling about the CSA's position right now in the fight? We went out again on the Wi-Fi. We'll be right back. Oh, and we're back. Cool. Union's actually pulling back on their spawn right now. So this is fascinating what's going on the Union left. Canada, how are you feeling about the CSA play so far?
Right now, their left side is doing tremendous. A&V and 11 Mississippi. Swinging out to the left, 11th and A&V, so they're probably going to do that to these guys standing out in the open. Or just go trying to like attack. Keep doing what they're doing.
Okay, we're back. It happened again. Canada, what's happened since we last left? I saw CSA took the point. What's happened since then?
So USA did a really good job of coming together and taking point there on the north side of the road, and the CSA have been kind of fighting on the backyard on the south side. They've been threatening to take point again. I think they might try to do it again shortly, but I think Union's in a pretty decent spot to defend it now, at least, and they got a really good ticket bounce from that. But the longer this gunfight goes now, they're starting to lose some tickets. They're probably going to hit taking losses before CSA here.
Yeah, both sides getting pretty close there. 24 minutes on the clock right now. So we'll see what happens here. It really looks, yeah, CSA's just kind of formed one big line across the whole map. Outside of, who is it, 2 Corps here in left Mississippi on the CSA left. They're holding back a little bit, but they can do bayonets and sprinting now. That's for sure. So LFL's actually pushing up to the house right now, trying to push DB out.
And a lot of brothers back there that I don't know if...
Counter charge!
They were kind of unawares.
HL now charging, counter charging this.
HL, come over here, come over here. Hold down the building. We got him, boys.
So CSA kind of pushing up as well. 11th Mississippi over here as well. Starting to get at that right now.
Through the white fence, boys. Through the white fence.
We're doing a lot of jumping, but we're gonna keep moving.
Yeah, they're really moving aggressively to these backyards just above the point, and that's going to be a really good position.
Give him the good old dig twig.
And it's kind of surprising that LFL would push up like that. I mean, maybe they didn't think there was a whole lot of CSA there. But it can just be very risky in terms of your tickets. Especially when it's close like this.
Aim low. Nice trick.
Line up, boys.
The NYV 7th Cav guys did push up on this right side. And CSA is actually charging towards Union Spawn in the center right now. 11th Mississippi's going in there. I see 2 Corps as well, but mostly 11th Mississippi. They get 20th Georgia's flag.
Charge in, fire charge. Get off my face.
And UEC regiments countercharging this out right now.
You made a real mistake.
And you got more CSA charging up the road right now towards Union Spawn. At least away near the point. Away near the point. That makes sense. Yeah. Union countercharging this, gunning to the point. LFL looks like they're respawning there.
No, it should not be allowed in the building.
Oh, there are many in front of us.
So, I mean, CSA just needs to keep this up. I don't think they should cap. You got 20 minutes to knock the Union into breaking in last stand. You don't need to cap this.
Yeah, I agree. They should
And Union actually, again, pushing out on the point. LFL is being really aggressive towards this outside.
Yeah, USA should pull back and just let them try to bait that cap.
Yep. Exactly. No point in taking unnecessary losses, but... LFL is actually going up and over. CSA charging. A&V hitting him right on the side. LFL looked a little confused for a split second, now all turning their attention to the DB guys on the side of the house. But even if they wipe DB here, which they do, they're going to get cornered by A&V and going to get wiped themselves.
Wipe them out.
They're north in the back garden.
Kind of surprised the CSA on the left side are not pushing up whatsoever. They have some snake fences to at least push up down that road. And is CSA going to cap again? Mississippi.
Be the case, yeah.
Yeah, they're on point. Love Mississippi. I don't like this. You don't need to do it, but yeah, I mean, if they hold it, well, they'll win the game. 7 minutes on that gold timer. And Union's actually charging this out right away. I love the aggression from Union. Swarming onto the point. If the attacking team caps that point and a counterattack starts as the defending team, you need to retake that point as quickly as possible so that you can keep that black timer going, and also you'll be able to regain, assuming you're down on tickets, which they are. Some CSA's trying to contest. CSA actually flanking the Union that collapsed on the top side of the road. 6LA doing that. They're going to have great shots on the Union trying to retake this point. And regardless of how this goes, both sides will be close to breaking. 6 Alabama's charging in. They're not going to win, but they're going to cause themselves to lose tickets, which means Union won't be able to regain as many tickets, which is good for CSA here, especially as both sides start to go down to breaking.
6 kills so far.
I mean, when Union retakes this point, CSA could charge in and try to hit on the breaking. Kind of zooming out, it looks like they might outnumber them, maybe by a little. DB is charging out, 2nd U.S. Cav on the Union left side, and LFL is rolling up. LFL is targeting DB. The last 3 times I've looked at LFL charge in, they've charged straight at DB. So Union retake, they go up a little bit of tickets. Union really surrounded on that point. CSA, a lot at main, starting to move out right now. So we shall see what happens. Third Kentucky starting to push up near that point. Union kind of forming one big blind. CSA as well. The guys on top of the road for CSA left were 13th Georgia and a multitude of other groups are. They could get some really nice flanking shots down the road. We saw them do that during the counterattack phase, but it looks like they pulled off for now.
They're in an excellent position. So once USA, they're going to go down and commit to the point. Yeah, they'll be poised to perfectly flank them, whether they charge or just shoot into them.
Right. And Union's kind of holding a fair amount back right now, despite them being so close to breaking. 2nd U.S. Cav really far back alongside the 7th Cav and 6th New York. A little closer to the point. You got the UEC regiments, LFL, and Eagles Brigade. 88th appears to be on point right now, but 6 LA's rolling up right next to where 88th is. On the other side of that house, on point. And any second now, we'll see both sides hit breaking, and we'll see if CSA starts to swarm the point. On top of the road, A&V, Gamebot starting to push down. Actually, all of A&V is going down that way right now. Moving down the road side. CSA charging point as well. Looks like A&V is just focused on Union respawns, which there are a couple. Union losing the charge on point, hitting, breaking. CSA on point, 11th Mississippi. You have 6 LA starting to pull on point right now.
Major, on a une ligne direction est qui arrive.
A&V charging the UEC regiments as they're trying to left wheel. CSA hits breaking. If anything, this is more of a distraction. It doesn't look like it's going to win. Killer with the flag. I don't think I've ever seen Killer with the flag, but he dies. And Union definitely outnumbers CSA, at least around the point, but they got to get into that point. They got to win this melee, and you do have NYV starting to go in there for 6 NY in particular.
Incoming. Hold this fence line.
More Union starting to pour in there.
Sit down, Yankee, sit down.
And I don't, at least if Union swarms in there as they should, I think Union should hold this. LFL is going in right now. HL starting to go from CSA side though. And Union, not surprisingly, is taking back this point. Ticket's still very even.
Make him jump over like this, dummy!
Wait, officer, I need to reset.
Do get sacks.
Watch your blood, boy!
Check friendly, check friendly, check friendly, check friendly.
And there's still a lot of melee going on despite everything. A lot of skirmishing out of line kills are going to start happening. More CSA pouring in. They're starting to win back the point. DB respawns from A&V. HD now pushing in. And they're winning the point right now.
Come on.
Push the bastards out!
Yeah, a lot more CSA reinforcements just came, and USA are just leaving point now.
I think that's going to do it for the round here. So, Canada, your thoughts here for Washington Street?
Really aggressive, two-prong, like right flank and left flank from CSA, and then eventually collapse on the middle to get the point. It was really well played, and yeah, that's off to them.
Yeah, very much so. Well done from CSA. Just kind of hitting both sides. Beautiful match from them. Apologies for missing certain parts of both rounds here. The Ethernet issues have been here for a hot minute. Still trying to work at them, and hopefully it won't happen again, but we'll see. Anyways, thanks HRE for letting me watch their event again. If you all enjoyed the video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We've got plenty of other broadcasts on the channel to check out if you want to watch this type of War of Rights content. If you want to support the channel more, check out our Patreon where we have live streams of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. I also have Discord and merch in the description as well. But besides all that, I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.